A true ending worthy of a Dragon Rider. House of the Dragon Season 2 Episode 4 of The Red Dragon and the Gold. This will be a review recap, and just to tell you, my feelings were all in them. All in my feels. I was in my feels. And my lovely Queen of Love and Beauty was in her feels too, as she cried out, the dragon shouldn't go through this, people. But first, let's discuss Daemon's plot in this episode. Still refusing to be in contact with Dragonstone, he is in the Riverlands, trying to build an army from the Riverman, the largest undeclared force in Westeros. First, Daemon tries to meet with Grover Tully, the heir to Riverrun, due to his grandfather being extremely old and extremely sick. Due to pass any day now, this is a worry, people. This is a worry, y'all, because if the Lord the Paramount becomes deceased, the man behind me will inherit. And if this child is in charge of the Riverlands, can we really trust him in mustering an army? Now, during any other time, it will be fine for him to inherit, but this is a time of war. Daemon also goes to meet William Blackwood, Lord of Raventree Hall. This man's already proven himself in battle, and he was a former suitor to Queen Rhaenyra. Definitely my first choice to lead the Riverman due to that other army from King's Landing marching, and we don't know where they're going, possibly to Harrenhal. Daemon is off his game. He ain't got it. This man meets this woman, Alice Rivers, and says, hey man, you need to leave me alone, get from around me, and I think you a witch. She over there brewing some thick behind red potion. What is it, people? Most likely weirwood paste. She goes on a whole rant about how the weirwoods and all the magic, how this place was built on blood itself. And we know in this world, blood magic's stronger than anything. This fool drinks the concoction this woman gives him. Come on, Daemon, what are you doing? He sees the younger version of his queen, his niece, his lover. He even goes so far as to chop her head off. And why so? Is it because he feels like this woman took his claim, took his throne, took what he believed was rightfully his? Then seeing the Lady Lyanna walking around in his mind? Truly, Daemon is off his game. But Alice Rivers tells this man that the room he's sleeping in has a bed made of weirwood trees, and we know, people, that even if you sleep on a stump of a weirwood tree, it can cause you to have weird visions, sometimes prophetic, sometimes giving you insight into what's happening in your head. Princess Rhaenys returns to Driftmark and sees the young man Alan of Hull, thanking him for saving her husband. She really studies this man's face, y'all. This causes her to yell at her lord husband because, hey man, I know who this boy is, even though she didn't tell us who this boy is. I do know who this boy is. Come on, Corlys, man, I know you all about all this decorum, but you gotta tell your wife the truth. And this how you know Rhaenys is a real one. She tell Corlys to his face, you need to raise that boy up with honor. He should not be hidden. Corlys, you living in the past. Love everyone, bro. Treat them with respect. That boy needs to be treated with respect. But Princess Rhaenys has come with news that Baela is on Dragonstone and they need their help. With Rhaenyra gone, her council is doing all sorts of plotting, wanting to act without the queen's permission. And Team's Black Council is running Jacaerys Valerion and Baela Targaryen ragged. Saying where the queen at, and if she ain't here, we gotta go to war. We gotta move troops. We have to build our army. This blockade will not hold forever. And Jace looking like he ready to go. He tired of this waiting game as well. And when Princess Rhaenys spoke, the council was like, okay, all right, but you know what? We still need to do something. We gonna do something. But all they back straightened up when her other half, Corlys Valerion, came into that council room on Dragonstone. Not knowing he was going to be there, they had to change their whole way they was moving. Don't get it wrong now. Rhaenys is her. But we can't forget that Corlys is him. And together, the whole room, we had to go like, all right, we got to chill out. We can't do nothing against these folks. Lucky for them, unlucky for the realm because of the wars to come, Rhaenyra has entered the chat room. Told everybody she is a rider. You don't want to mess with me. She understands that war is inevitable and we is all fighting now. Unfortunately, her son Jace questioning her, asking her where she was at and all that. Her whining, telling his mama she need to send out a dragon because Kristen Cole is beating up on all the castles in the Crownlands that have sided with Rhaenyra. The queen tell the boy to sit down. You ain't going. She going. Princess Rhaenys tell him, oh hell no, y'all sit y'all behind down. I'm going. We can't risk the queen. And that's because Kristen Cole played us all like a fool, played us like a fiddle. Between episodes, we hear he took Rosby. We see him taking the castle of Duskendale. Puts the Lord of Duskendale to the chopping block and tell all the men, if you are willing to bend the knee, you can join the winning side. I'm like, God damn, he had a plan, because we also hear he had no intentions to going to Harrenhal. It was a red herring all along. This man has secretly been in contact with Aemon One Eye, and they wanted to do this. He wanted everyone convinced he was going to Harrenhal, but he flips it on its head, goes the other way along the coast to this castle called Rook's Rest, the stronghold for one of the council members of Team Black. Also, its coastline is closest to Dragonstone and Driftmark. Thus, the plan was to lure out some of those dragons they've been hiding over there. Only problem, or kind of problem, maybe a problem, Aegon didn't know about it, didn't know nothing about it, and he's looking dumb in front of his whole council. But in a vulnerable moment, he goes to his mother after the meeting and says he feels like, no one believes in him. No one thinks he can do it. He wants to do it. We see him continually try to make the right decision. But it's like no one believes in him, and Alicent in this moment doesn't give him what he needs. Alicent over here drinking contraceptives and still trying to figure out if Aegon was really on Viserys' mind when he passed away. Now, we know the answer to that. But she unnecessarily emotionally undresses Aegon. She's doing it on purpose because she knows who her children are. She knows how to talk to them. She knows how to conversate with Helaena. She keeps saying she knows what Aemon is, so she knows how she would have to talk with him and deal with him if needed be. And she knows that Aegon just wanted to be loved. He needed his mother, and she didn't give it to him again. Instead, telling Aegon that she ruled the realm in Viserys' absent, and her father also ruled the realm. And that all he needed to do was to sit down and shut up and let the grown people work. Your son is a drunkard. Your son is a fool. And he made decisions based on that because of what you said to him. He will never be this. He will never be this. This fool mounts Sunfire to go out to help Criston Cole and Aemon at Rook's Rest. But I will say, the dragon Sunfire was beautiful. Gorgeous. They were glimmering. Known to history as the most beautifulest of dragons, it was so glimmering with scales of gold. Criston Cole decided to sack that castle in the middle of the day where the dragons can come from any angle. I was like, that's crazy. Sir Gawain behind me said that was crazy. That was madness, And it seemed like madness. The queen that never was, Princess Rhaenys, showed up to that battle to help protect Rook's Rest. But I'll give this, the Greens had a plan, and it almost... No, it did go perfectly. Meleys shows they had a signal that would call for Aemon to come into battle and take out whatever dragons appeared. But Aemon, who was in complete control of his dragon, if y'all saw that, complete control, saw his brother in the sky approaching on Sunfire and decided to wait. And with Sunfire being ridden by Aegon and Meleys being ridden by Rhaenys, locked in battle, Aemon came up with his big old dragon Vhagar, yelled Dracarys, and took out his own brother, who went plummeting to the ground. And then later, a moment that I know touched many fans of this show, Vhagar and Meleys became locked in combat. When Princess Rhaenys had an opportunity to turn and run away, she stood her ground. But sadly, unfortunately, and kind of fortunately in a sense, she had a death worthy of a dragon rider. Both her and the mighty Meleys, they both truly fought to the bitter end. But hey guys, thank you for staying here for the review recap. I enjoyed talking about the episode. Stay tuned in the comments. There will be more videos coming out talking about different characters and different events. If you have a character from this episode that you really want me to talk about, just hey, leave their name in the comment section below, and I'm going to do my best to get to all the ones I see. Hopefully you like the video, share the video, make sure you follow me. We'll have more Hot D next week.